Kardashian's new line. You just
Oh, you're a comedian. That's good.
This is my first published novel, and I'd always wanted to write fiction, but I also wanted to eat. So I went into journalism because it's it has a kind of a clear career path. I started off writing for newspapers, and after that went to Business Week magazine, and then from there a television producer. And you go every day and you write your articles, and you get a check at the end of the week. Writing fiction is a bit different.
It's a lot riskier.
Kind of write a lot riskier. You go and you write your novel, and then you pitch it, and you pray somebody thinks it's as good as you do. And
so are you a fan of the genre, the thriller novel genre?
Yes. Oh my goodness. I mean, I think everyone who writes is a reader first, and I love thrillers. Some of my favorites, I love Gillian Flynn. I've read all of her work. I think Terrence Slaughter is amazing. Stephen King. And I really love Scott Turow. His Presumed Innocent is one of my favorite books. And
do you know what I wanted to ask you something? Milk and cookies goes good together. Sauerkraut and hot dogs go good together. Why does sex and violence go good together? Why, why do those two things always work? Why is that?
Well, I think that that passion takes many forms, and so people do things when they're passionate that they wouldn't when they're calm and thinking rationally, and so that's why it's so easy to marry those two.
Do you think some of the things that you've written in Dark Turns would have been too taboo to approach in, let's say, if you had been a novelist, a thriller novelist in the 40s or 50s? I know that's going way back, but it seems like the genre was just as good, but I think different topics are showing up in the novels of today.
Well, I think what the novels today are you're always trying to reflect the world that you see around you. And for me personally, the things that scare me in the world that I'm in. And so one of those things is the book delves into kind of the impact of social media. There's one character who, has kind of maybe makes a mistake, and then she pays for it when a video goes, all.
Yeah, that's something that wouldn't have happened in the old days. Yeah, that certainly wouldn't happen.
I love the conversational aspect in your book because you really get a feel for the personalities of the different characters. Oh,
that's great. I also think, with thrillers, you want them to read fast.
Right.
And so when you have the dialogue in there, I think you can add to the tension because it goes quick. You're not kind of sitting there with someone describing the room. And,
oh yeah.
So is it exciting to find out? I mean, and I would be so scared to read reviews, but when they're nice, it's nice to see them. But so many people we talk to who are subjected to reviews, whether they're actors or musicians or authors, have told us, I don't even look at them, and I'm thinking, how do you not look at them? But you've got some good ones, so.
Oh, thanks. No, but I look at them, and I think I obsess over the bad ones because if I didn't obsess over bad things, I wouldn't be a thriller writer. So,
yeah.
I think that I've been very fortunate in that the vast majority of them have been very favorable. But I think that, I was talking to a writer friend before my book, obviously the book comes out today, and I was saying how excited I was for publication day, and he said, enjoy this. And I'm like, what do you mean this? And he said, well, the lead up to it. And I said, well, what's wrong on publication day? And he just kind of, gave me a sly smile and shrugged. And I think what he means is like, your creativity is done, and then all that's left is criticism. And you just have to...
Yeah.
Kind of bear it.
Yeah, by people who may never ever write an actual novel
or do anything else with their life.
It will be critical of the critics.
And speaking about life, you really do draw on that quite a bit.
I do. I was inspired to write the book in part. My 4-year-old had started ballet, and I go into the class, and it was kind of an intense class for 4-year-olds, and she's up against the cement wall, and the teacher says, look, and she's pushing her back, and her legs are spread to get her into a full saddle split. Oh. And she does it, and my kid, looks at me, and at first she's so proud, and there's this, beautiful smile on her face, and then she starts crying, because it hurts. Doing a saddle split hurts. And so, I started to think, well, what does it do to these young girls to push themselves to their physical and mental limits maybe before they have all the emotional tools to cope with it? And so...
Well, that's a nice lead-in.
Yeah, so that was the genesis. And then I took ballet myself for the year that it took to write the novel and get it sold, and then also the year that it was going through the process with my publisher. And on my first day, I'm feeling pretty good because I had a baby and I had lost the baby weight. And I get in there and the teacher goes, "Oh, I know why you're here." And I'm thinking, how could she know I'm, researching a novel? And she pats my stomach and she says, "You're a marshmallow.
Oh.
But don't worry. I'll make you a rock."
Oh.
Okay. So this is it. This is going to be a humbling experience.
Wow.
And did you learn how to do the saddle split, or could you do that before?
No. Oh, absolutely not. I couldn't do anything before. I think after 2 years, I can maybe stand up straight.
Yeah.
Dancing, everything is so...
So it was research.
It was research.
A whole experience was research. Can you ladies explain what is a saddle split? I'm trying to picture it.
That's where you...
Oh, that's the big one. That's the big one. Yeah. That looks like it does hurt. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Wow.
Yeah.
I bet it's even worse for a guy in that.
Yes.
Yeah, but when you write the personality of a man, you have to draw on your journalism for that, because it's totally different than the characters of the women.
It is, and I also draw on a lot of the men in my life, including my husband. I'll read things back and I go, "Does that sound like a guy, or does that sound like me?"
Oh.
And we do a lot of that. Not that does it sound like him, just does it sound like a man?
Right.
Is that actually true to a male, worldview and thought process?
Mm-hmm.
And I bounced a lot of things off of a lot of the different male friends in my life, and sometimes they told me, "No, we just don't think like that."
No, they say every 17 seconds we're thinking of sex. So just you just have to, every 17 seconds worth of dialogue, just have some sexual thought, and we'll get back and
I tried to do that. That wasn't in there.
Well, you've been a fun guest. I kind of wish we had longer period of time to talk to you, Cate. I have a copy of the book. It's called Dark Turns, and call me if you want it. It's a hardcover copy, the one that was sent to me. The rest of us have to go buy it. And Cate, do you have a website for yourself? Let's start there.
I do. It's my full name, so it's www.Cate, C-A-T-E, Holahan, HOLAHAN.com.
Okay, and I'm guessing the book is everywhere books are sold?
Everywhere books are sold, that's right.
It's a wonderful read, too. I really got into it. I just am looking forward to your next one, whether it's a sequel or whether it's standalone.
Yeah, congratulations.
Well, that's August, so thank you so much.
August? Yay. We got a long way to wait. It's like a baby. Cate, thank you so much. That was wonderful. You a great interview.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
We'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. For today, times of clouds and sun with a shower or thunderstorm in spots. The high 82 to 86.